Here's transphobic world-renowned author Robert Galbraith celebrating his win in the fight to be allowed to discriminate against women based on their biological features. You might know Robert Galbraith by their assigned name at birth, Joanne Kathleen Rowling. Ghastly news out of the UK this week rules that a woman is someone born biological female, a term that I stress doesn't mean anything scientifically, and just means that trans women can be excluded from women-only spaces. What a win for feminism. How do transphobes not understand that denying people rights and opportunities based on the features of their biology is literally how all misogynistic oppression was justified in the first place? But I'd like to see this new law try to defend the concept of a biological woman. The concept of biological sex is not a settled scientific concept, and especially as it pertains to humans. But to me, the science is irrelevant, so let's not get bogged down there. Really, this is a human rights issue. These transphobes are trying to defend the right to discriminate against someone simply because they do not possess the body or biological traits that you determine as correct or superior. Where have we seen that before? This is a fascist worldview and in no way a progressive or radical ideology. It is conservative, right-wing in the extreme, and harmful to both cis and trans women. Think about it. If your right to be protected as a woman and your ability to access services for women like health and safety support is based on the way that you are physically constructed, then any way that you deviate outside of that norm will land you in hot water. And who gets to determine what the norm of womanhood is? I'll give you a hint, it is normally the dominant ideology and class, so cis, hetero-capitalist, patriarchal white men. To me, this is just a replication of thousands of years of patriarchal misogyny under which men found ways to actively discriminate against and oppress women based on supposed biological differences. Differences like brain size and capacity, which of course have been debunked, and silly things like the uterus and its role in women's mental instability, like we've all heard of hysteria. I cannot stress enough that to reduce people's access to rights and services based on the features of their body is one of the most dangerous ideologies you can hold. It obviously has implications in healthcare, it's very racist, it's ableist, and it reeks of things like eugenics. These anti-trans so-called feminists, who I stress are not the least bit feminist, don't seem to have the intellectual fortitude to understand how much of gender is just a social construct, which allows patriarchal violence and discrimination to be visited upon us because of our status as a woman. And trans women are not exempt from this discrimination that falls on women. Trans women are just as subject to misogynistic discrimination as cis women, which is why they should be protected under sex discrimination acts.